You guys talking about two King O's, and yes, Brian Ortega has just submitted Yair Rodriguez in the third round at UFC Mexico. Massive win for Brian Ortega. It's his first win in like over 3 years. So fair play to him for getting that after obviously coming off a loss to Yair Rodriguez after getting injured in that last one, but came in and put in a good, solid performance today. Fair play to Brian Ortega there. Yeah, he got in that arm triangle like at the very start of that first of that third round, to be honest with you, and did what he needed to do. So fair play to Brian Ortega. This is my notes I took and how I scored it. So I scored that first round to Yair Rodriguez. I thought Rodriguez landed definitely the better shots, especially at that start of that first round as well, landing some big shots, busting up the nose of Brian Ortega, had him in big trouble and really did stun him quite a few times in that round. It was a good round for him, to be fair. Ortega managed to survive. Managed to survive that round, and Ortega was actually coming on quite strong towards the end of the round. But to be fair, for the majority of the round, Yair Rodriguez was working some good body kicks throughout it. It was a good first round for Yair Rodriguez, to be fair, but Brian Ortega did end it fairly strong, to be fair. So yeah, but that first round went to Yair Rodriguez, in my opinion. Round two, I scored it 10-9 to Brian Ortega. Rodriguez was trying to work those body kicks again at the start of that first round, but then eventually Ortega was able to get some momentum going. Yair did have the neck of Ortega at a point, to be fair, actually, but Ortega got out of that and was just having some good ground and pound on Yair Rodriguez and got some good control time on the ground. So yeah, I think that Brian Ortega was in control of that second round, to be honest with you. So that definitely goes to him. Third round, obviously, that is where it did all come to a stop. Brian Ortega managed to get a takedown, managed to get in the arm triangle on Yair Rodriguez. And yeah, Yair Rodriguez ended up tapping out, and Mexico very, very disappointed at the end of that one. Good stuff from Brian Ortega. And yeah, like hopefully he's now active. Hopefully Brian Ortega is now active and shows that he actually does deserve this spot in the rankings. I mean, like, performance did show, but, he does need to be more active. We all know this, though. Like, Brian Ortega has been so high up in those rankings for ages. He's been number 4, and he's been out since, like, July of 2022. There's some big fights now for Brian Ortega, to be fair now, because, previously, before this, people were talking about Ilia Topuria versus Yair Rodriguez. That fight's now off, but let's be real. Ortega needs another win or two before he's able to challenge for Yair Rodriguez's belt, in my opinion. Not Yair Rodriguez's belt, Ilia Topuria's title. So, yeah. For Brian Ortega, do they do a Max Holloway rematch once Max Holloway's done with Gaethje? That fight, they'll probably lose to Gaethje. But, I mean, they could do Brian Ortega versus Movsar Evloev. I feel like that's a decent fight, to be fair. So, I think they will do the Evloev fight for Brian Ortega, to be fair, unless Evloev gets the next title shot at, like, UFC Spain or something, or I don't know what else they do with Ortega, though. I mean, Arnold Allen they could give to Brian Ortega. I mean, there's some interesting fights out there for Brian Ortega, in my opinion, after that win. But that completely, changes things, that win for Brian Ortega, because let's be real, the majority of people were talking about a Yair Rodriguez possible title shot against Ilia if Rodriguez was to win this fight. But no, Ortega surprised me. I did not expect him to end up winning this fight, to be fair, because let's be real, looking back, that first fight for Brian Ortega, it wasn't exactly looking promising, even though he did get injured. It wasn't looking promising, though, prior to his shoulder popping out, though. But yeah, fair play to him. He needs another win or two before he challenges for Ilia. But let's be real, though. The UFC clearly really like Brian Ortega. I mean, the way they've been able to keep him so high up the rankings is unbelievable. But yeah, look, if he gets that fight in with Movsar Evloev, because let's be real, no one else is really available, Volkanovski's just come off a loss, needs to take time off. Holloway's going there with Gaethje and will probably lose either way in that fight. Even if he wins, he'll definitely take a lot of damage. Yair, Brian Ortega's just beat. Ortega doesn't deserve the title shot. I feel like it all adds up to Movsar Evloev or Arnold Allen for Brian Ortega, in my opinion. That is honestly what I think. How do those fights go for Ortega? I think it's interesting. I mean, that was a good performance from Brian Ortega, to be honest with you. So you can't really count Brian Ortega out as he just showed. So, because let's be real, that was a pretty good performance from him that we just saw. So fair play to him. Did exactly what he needed to do. Did exactly what he needed to do there against Yair Rodriguez. Rodriguez just, I don't know. He just didn't really seem the same, to be fair. I mean, Brian Ortega was able to just get his own way in that fight fairly simply, to be honest with you. And I mean, I feel like in that first round, Yair Rodriguez, it was like, I feel like he really did let Brian Ortega off the hook a bit, to be fair. And I feel like he could have gone. I feel like Yair Rodriguez could have gone for it a bit more, to be fair. But I honestly do think he let Brian Ortega off the hook there in that first round, to be fair. Could have got him out of there. Could have done better and could have got him out of there, in my opinion. But it is what it is. Good win from Brian Ortega. Survived, did what he had to do in the end. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. If you're okay, I'll speak to you in a minute. Thanks for watching. Peace.